year 1645, there lived a samurai unlike any other, the strongest warrior of his time. He woke up the same hour every morning. No alarm, no clock, no excuses. He faced every duel and never lost a single one. Pain didn't shake him. Fear didn't control him. Not because he was born special, but because he lived by discipline. His name is Miyamoto Musashi. And here's the part most people miss about him. He didn't just train his body. He practiced a morning habit that shaped his mind. Your morning decides your entire day. And if you ignore it, your life quietly starts following the wrong script. Every choice you make, every action you take, every ounce of focus you either have or don't have, starts the moment you wake up. The real reason you're inconsistent in life isn't laziness. It's that you've never mastered your morning. You make plans and fail them. You want to read but get bored. You want to work on your system but feel tired before you begin. And you wonder why. It's not motivation. It's how you treat your morning. The right habits in the morning don't just give you energy. They rewire your brain. They train your mind to obey, your body to respond, your time to align with your goals. Today you'll follow Daniel, a young man with big ambitions, but broken, inconsistent mornings, as he discovers a few simple, samurai-inspired routines that quietly transformed his life forever. By the end of this video, you'll understand why winning your morning isn't optional. It's everything. And listen, you don't have to subscribe. The purpose of this video isn't entertainment. It's to show you how to take control of your morning so the rest of your day finally works for you. If these habits don't change, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you control yourself. After watching till the end, you're free to leave. Win your morning, and your day obeys. Fail it, and your ambitions quietly slip away. Let's begin. Chapter 1. The ambitious but unstable mind. Daniel was young, sharp, and extremely ambitious. Not, I might try ambitious. I've already planned the next 5 years in my head ambitious. He wasn't lazy, not even close. In fact, laziness offended him. Lazy people annoyed him. Motivational quotes? He loved them. A little too much. Daniel planned. He envisioned. He dreamed big. Some weeks he was unstoppable. Early mornings, clean focus, goals checked off like a machine. Other weeks, same goals, same brain. Different results. Plans collapsed. Routines vanished. Motivation packed its bags without notice. And that confused him, because Daniel knew what to do. He had read the books, watched the videos, saved the tweets. Information wasn't the problem. Execution was. One day he'd wake up ready to conquer the world. The next day his bed felt like it had a magnetic field. And every time this happened, Daniel told himself the same thing. I'll fix it tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, was very busy, doing nothing. Something invisible kept breaking the rhythm. No clear enemy, no dramatic failure, just inconsistency quietly stealing momentum. This is the silent problem of ambition without structure. The mind wants progress. The body wants comfort. I repeat. The mind wants progress. The body wants comfort. And without systems, comfort usually wins. Ambition is common, very common. Discipline? That's a limited edition item. Neuroscience backs this up. Desire activates the brain. That's easy. Consistency, however, requires systems. Without structure, the brain defaults to what feels good now, not what pays off later. Daniel didn't lack motivation. He wasn't undisciplined. He wasn't broken. He was simply relying on mood to run a system that demanded training. And moods are terrible managers. What Daniel lacked wasn't passion. It was a disciplined foundation, something stable enough to hold ambition when motivation decided to take a day off. And he didn't know it yet. But this small weakness in his mind was about to introduce him to discipline the hard way. Chapter 2. The Man Who Never Missed. Every morning at exactly 7 a.m., Daniel noticed the same man at the coffee shop. Not 7:01. Not around 7. Exactly 7 a.m. Same time, same seat, same calm authority. Rain didn't stop him. Holidays didn't excuse him. Bad weather didn't negotiate with him, and clearly it never won. The man sat like time adjusted itself around him. People greeted him with quiet respect. Not admiration, respect. The kind you don't ask for. The kind consistency collects over time. Daniel noticed something strange. No one questioned why the man was always there. They just accepted it. After weeks of curiosity quietly poking his brain, Daniel finally walked up. "Sir," Daniel said with a smile, "I've been meaning to ask, do you ever miss coming here?" The man looked up, slightly amused. "No," he replied calmly. "Missing is a habit too." Daniel laughed, but his brain did not. "What did you say, sir?" Because that sentence rewired something instantly. He realized nobody plans to be inconsistent. They just practice it daily until it feels normal. The brain learns by repetition. Whatever you repeat becomes automatic, good or bad. Discipline isn't intensity, it's reliability. Musashi taught that the warrior who controls rhythm controls the fight. Miss the rhythm often enough, and chaos starts calling the shots. And Daniel suddenly understood something uncomfortable. Inconsistency wasn't random. It was trained. Chapter 3. Why Mornings Decide Everything. Daniel sat down across from the man and decided to stop pretending. "I'm ambitious," he said honestly, "but I'm inconsistent. How do you maintain this level of discipline?" The man didn't answer immediately. He stirred his coffee slowly, like someone who had nowhere else to be. "Discipline," he finally said, "is not built during the day." Daniel leaned in. "It's built before the day begins." He explained that Miyamoto Musashi and the samurai didn't wait for chaos to train their minds. They prepared before the battle while the world was quiet. Not when pressure arrived, not when emotions flared. Before. Modern science agrees. Morning routines stabilize dopamine. They sharpen focus. They reduce decision fatigue. In simple terms, when your morning is structured, your brain stops arguing with you all day. The man smiled slightly. "When you win the morning," he said, "the rest of the day obeys quietly." Daniel paused. That explained everything. Why his best days always started strong. Why bad mornings turned into bad decisions. Why motivation kept quitting halfway through the day. Willpower is limited. Structure is not. Mornings remove the need to negotiate with your mind. And the less you negotiate, the more discipline you keep. Musashi didn't rely on motivation. Neither did the man at the coffee shop. They relied on preparation. And for the first time, Daniel realized his discipline problem didn't start at work. It started the moment he woke up. Chapter 4. The First Habit. Fixed Awakening. The first rule the man gave Daniel was strict. No flexibility. No motivation talk. No excuses dressed as self-care. Wake up at the same time every day. Daniel blinked. "Every day? Weekends too?" The man nodded calmly. "No snooze. No debate." He explained that waking up at a fixed time trains the brain's internal clock. Cortisol, the hormone responsible for alertness, begins to rise naturally before wake-up time. The body prepares itself instead of being shocked awake. That's why some people wake up sharp, and others wake up confused, angry, and emotionally unavailable. The samurai understood this. They didn't wake up based on how they felt. They woke up based on commitment. Mood was irrelevant. The man leaned forward. "Every time you hit snooze," he said, "you're teaching your brain that comfort has authority." Daniel laughed, then stopped laughing. Because it was true. Most of his bad days didn't start at work. They started in bed, arguing with an alarm clock like it was a life decision. By waking up at the same time daily, the brain stops negotiating. Energy becomes predictable. Focus becomes available earlier. Discipline becomes quieter, but stronger. Daniel realized something uncomfortable. His inconsistency wasn't random. It started the moment he delayed waking up. Consistency begins with time discipline. If you control your waking hour, you begin controlling yourself. Chapter 5. The Second Habit. silence before stimulation. Then came the rule Daniel didn't want to hear. No phone for the first 30 minutes. Daniel's face said everything. The man smiled. He explained that the brain is most impressionable in the first moments after waking. What you feed it early becomes what it craves all day. Notifications create instant dopamine spikes. Dopamine without effort trains impulsiveness. Impulsiveness kills discipline. The samurai knew this without smartphones. Musashi practiced silence not to relax, but to sharpen perception. Silence trains the mind to observe instead of react, to pause instead of chase. The man explained how constant early stimulation weakens impulse control. If the brain starts the day consuming noise, it spends the rest of the day looking for more. Daniel thought about his mornings. Phone, messages, news, other people's problems, before he even touched his own goals. No wonder he felt drained before the day began. Silence, the man said, does something powerful. It forces awareness. It strengthens attention. It restores authority to the mind. Daniel imagined starting his day without noise. Uncomfortable, but clear. For the first time, he understood that discipline isn't about doing more. Sometimes it's about removing interference. Silence strengthens awareness. A disciplined mind learns to observe before reacting. Chapter 6. The third habit, commanding the body. The man continued as if this part was obvious. Move your body before your mind complains. Daniel smiled immediately. This one sounded friendly. No extreme workouts. No dramatic routines. No destroy yourself before sunrise nonsense. Just movement. A walk. Light stretching. Deliberate, controlled motion. The man explained that movement increases blood flow to the brain, which improves focus, alertness, and emotional regulation. In simple terms, your brain works better when your body wakes up first. The samurai trained this way every day, not to exhaust themselves, not to prove toughness, but to remind the body who was in charge. The body, the man explained, is naturally lazy. It wants efficiency. It wants rest. And if left untrained, it starts making decisions for you. Daniel laughed, because he'd experienced this. The body says, 5 more minutes. Then it says, we'll start tomorrow. Then it says, let's just be realistic. Movement interrupts that conversation. The moment the body moves, resistance drops. Energy follows action, not the other way around. Daniel liked this habit. It wasn't intimidating. It was respectful. And for the first time, discipline felt less like punishment and more like leadership. The body listens to repetition, not intention. Movement teaches obedience without force. Chapter 7, the fourth habit, stillness training. Then came the hardest habit. The man leaned back slightly. Sit, breathe, do nothing for 5 minutes. Daniel waited for more instructions. There were none. No apps, the man added. No music. No escape. Daniel blinked. 5 minutes of doing nothing felt suspicious. The man explained that stillness trains impulse control. The ability to pause before reacting to thoughts, urges, emotions is the core of discipline. Most people don't lack discipline. They lack pause. They react immediately to discomfort, to boredom, to desire. Musashi mastered stillness, so fear never controlled his actions. He could observe pressure without becoming it. This wasn't meditation. This was restraint training. Daniel tried it the next morning. His mind immediately rebelled. Thoughts jumped in. Plans shouted. Distractions knocked loudly. But slowly, something shifted. He noticed the urge to move and didn't obey it. He noticed thoughts and didn't chase them. For the first time, Daniel wasn't reacting. He was choosing. That's when it clicked. Discipline isn't about forcing action. It's about not being controlled. Stillness builds restraint. Restraint builds discipline. Chapter 8, 5 months later. Daniel practiced the habits every morning. Not perfectly. No dramatic streaks. No motivational speeches in the mirror. Just consistently. Some mornings felt sharp. Some felt average. Some felt very human. But he showed up anyway. 5 months passed quietly. And then Daniel noticed something strange. He didn't need motivation anymore. He woke up before excuses formed. His focus lasted longer than his distractions. His reaction slowed. He paused before responding instead of reacting. Plans were executed more often. Failures no longer collapsed his momentum. And comfort stopped being the decision maker. That surprised him the most. Comfort was still there. It just didn't lead anymore. One morning, Daniel returned to the coffee shop. Same place, same smell, same noise. He checked the time. 6:59 a.m. At exactly 7 a.m., the man walked in, right on schedule. Same calm, same presence. Daniel smiled. "I understand now," he said. "Discipline isn't force." The man nodded, already knowing the answer. "It's alignment," he replied. "Mind, body, time." Daniel sat back. For the first time, discipline didn't feel heavy. It felt natural. Miyamoto Musashi lived in the age of swords. Daniel lives in the age of distractions. Different battlefield, same enemy. And discipline, real discipline, is still forged every morning. Not through motivation, not through pressure, but through quiet, repeated alignment. When the mind is trained, the body is commanded, and time is respected. Discipline stops being something you chase. It becomes who you are.